Hey guys, this is Pyro Putty, super cool fire starter that I found at my hardware store. But here's the thing, it's hecka expensive in my opinion. So here is my own fire starter that I made by myself out of crap I found around my house. And today I'm going to show you how I made my fire starter and then see how it compares against the Pyro Putty. So let's go. All right, I'm going to essentially be making a fire starter out of trash from my house. So we have this old candle, and then I need some sawdust. And I don't have sawdust laying around. I'm not a super huge carpenter, but I do have a large 2x4. So I'm going to be cutting this down as much as possible to create as much dust as possible and scoop it up, and hopefully that makes me enough. So
it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
So let's get started. All right, I think I got enough sawdust. I mean, this alone is not enough, but I just realized that this saw has a... I'm just wasting my time here cutting blocks of wood, but live and learn. Now we gotta hurry and sweep this all up before my wife gets home. Hey, what? Saw catches a lot of the sawdust. Pour it in there. With chopping wood, we have enough sawdust now. So now we're gonna melt the wax. I've just got this pot that we don't use normally. Probably shouldn't use pots that you use regularly. Yeah, just gonna cook it up here in the garage, melt the wax, get the sawdust added, and so we have another project going on right now that is we're trying to get rust off of a cast iron skillet, and it's been sitting in there for over 24 hours now. I don't know if it's supposed to be in there that long, but it's in a cooler and it smells so bad. It smells like vinegar farts. But this candle smells like a grandma's house. So now my garage smells like grandma vinegar farts. Just sanding. All right, the wax is melted. Now we need to add the sawdust. I think. I don't know. I've never done this before. I think we're supposed to add, whoa, enough to kind of make it a pretty thick. I don't know if I have enough sawdust. We'll work with what we get. There's leaves and stuff in there from like my garage, but figured leaves burn, right? Still kind of juicy. So let's add some more. I'm gonna put some wax paper in this bread tin. Gotta make sure it gets all covered because I don't want to ruin this bread tin. She'll be home soon. All right, flattening it down. I'm gonna let it cool. All right, pro tip, when trying to clean wax out of a pan or pot, don't use cold water. I'm gonna get this to a boil and see if it'll get it off because it all just kind of solidified. Science.
Yes, science!
All right, we got our wood wax in the bread pan. I'm gonna let it cool for a few hours and we will pick back up after that. All right, it's been a new day. Been about 24 hours since I put this stuff to set. So now I'm gonna see if I can get it out of the pan, one, and then two, cut it up into more manageable pieces so I can have lots of them for lots of fires. So let's get started on that. Alright. Oh, that popped up super easy. Now I will cut the rest of these, but I will spare you from having to watch it. Ta-da! All right, so now this is the one fire starter that I made out of wax and sawdust. I'm going to be testing it against Pyro Putty. I just want to see how easy they are to light.
Daddy, don't like your phone. Is it like fart putty?
No.
You see what I have to deal with?
All right, let's start with mine.
Ooh. Smells like the grandma.
Can't you go any faster?
There it goes.
Daddy? Fart putty.
Oh, putty lights a lot faster. Let's see how long they last.
I melt in your hands, soaked in sweat when we dance. I fall to my knees, baby. Wanna get you alone now, not ready to ignite. I want us to go home now, now turn up every light, baby. Burn me to ashes, then I rise, then I rise. You set my body all.
Now for the real test, we have to cook hot dogs. All of them? Grandma sycamore.
It's so tiny.
It is so tiny.
The dry's so tiny.
All right. So in conclusion, I think Pyro Putty wins in a few areas, right? So I think one, it's faster at igniting, which is nice. It's super light to carry. So if you're like an ultralight backpacker, maybe, you know, those ounces make a difference. And lastly, it's more convenient, right? So buying a fire starter takes less time and effort and doesn't make a huge mess in your garage that your wife texts you about while you're at work.
I'm a cotton-headed ninny muggins.
But on the other hand, my fire starter is super cool because I made it and I love it, and I love things that I make. I mean, it lasted longer during the burn, but it wasn't. I tried to eyeball like the size, you know, but it's kind of hard to go off of that just eyeballing it. But in my test, it lasted longer, so it lasts. And to me, it means it lasted long enough, right? And it smells really good if you use a good candle. So in the long run, I'm gonna use what I make. I think I'm gonna keep doing that. I had a blast doing it. I like, you know, doing these kind of projects, especially with my kids. But I'm not against Pyro Putty either. So I'm sure if I ever, I'll use the stuff that I have, and maybe down the line I will change my mind and use it more often. But I'm gonna keep using the stuff that I make. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments, which one you think you would use on a more regular basis.